Welcome to the International Sports Hall of Fame. Dr. Robert Goldman is the founder and chairman of the Hall of Fame and is the sole funder and sponsor of this annual event. The Hall does not accept any commercial sponsorship, and none of the attendees or media pay fees to attend. Dr. Goldman has been a strong supporter of the Arnold Sports Festival since its inception. He was the chief doctor for bodybuilding and fitness worldwide in 190-plus nations and chairman of the IFBB and NPC medical committees for decades. Dr. Goldman is not only the sole sponsor of the Hall of Fame event, he has also sponsored the Arnold Sports Film Festival, the Highland Games, USA Arm Wrestling, and the Martial Arts event and America's Next Great Trainer competition. Dr. Goldman also donated the 800-pound bronze statue of Arnold Schwarzenegger to the city of Columbus. The statue stands in front of the Columbus Convention Center, home of the Arnold Sports Festival. Dr. Goldman is a world-class athlete himself. He is an upper-level black belt martial artist and holds over 20 world strength and endurance records, including 361 consecutive handstand push-ups and 13,500 consecutive sit-ups. Dr. Goldman is listed in the Guinness World Book of Records for his remarkable athletic accomplishments.
Welcome, everybody, to the International Sports Hall of Fame. Our next inductee, Dr. AnnMaria DeMars. Truly remarkable woman. She's an American technology executive, author, and world champion judoka. As an American, she was the first to take home gold at the World Judo Championships, competing in the 56-kilogram weight class for the 1984 World Judo Tournament. Dr. DeMars was Chief Executive Officer of 7 Generation Games and the Julia Group, as well as a statistical consultant and Native American activist, having authored grants for various Native programs. When you talk about giving back, here is a woman who has spent her entire life giving back, teaching others, helping others, setting up scholarships for kids, teaching kids for years. In 2013, she was named to the Forbes annual list of the 40 women to watch over 40, recognizing her accomplishments and the backgrounds of women who are making major professional contributions after the age of 40 in the fields of innovation and other regions. And just to tell you what a great teacher she is, she also happens to be the mother of Ronda Rousey, for those of you who don't know. Dr. DeMars. She's the one who taught the arm bar.
I had originally just planned to say, thanks, later dudes, and then Dr. Bob told me that that was not an adequate speech. So I wanted to tell you that it's really insane to be a world champion. I mean, to tell people I think I'm better than everybody on the planet really is delusional. And it's beyond insane. You ruin your body. You know, as Mr. Coleman was saying, I've had so many operations, my knees look like a gang of midgets with chainsaws attacked me. You sacrifice so much with your family. When my first baby took her first steps, I was thousands of miles away winning the Pan American Games. But nobody makes it alone. If you are at the world level, there are people who shared those sacrifices because they cared that you won. And last night we were at the After School All-Stars fundraiser and people talked about your parents not being there. You should never think because the parents aren't there, they don't care. My mom almost never saw me fight because she couldn't afford the gas money to get to a tournament. She had enough to get to work and back, and that was it. And judo tournaments were $2, and Mom had 50 cents a day to buy lunch at work. And that money for me to fight came from her skipping lunch 4 days out of 5. And when I got in that car with whatever parent was giving me a ride to the judo tournament on Saturday and took the money my mom made from going hungry all week, you better believe, by God, I was coming home with the gold medal. And when I had my first knee surgery, my brother had already dropped out of university to work, and I couldn't stand up. And he gave my mom money and said, take her to Florida, where my grandparents lived, and don't come back till she can run a mile. And I couldn't stand up. And that year was the year I won my first judo championships. It's the year I won my first international gold medal. And I also set 4 college track records while I was at it, because our family is that kind of crazy. And nobody like me should ever win the World Judo Championships. I mean, if you haven't noticed by now, I'm not male. I'm not Japanese. I started judo with 2 local guys at the YMCA. My family had no money. And when Hoist Gracie drags people to the mat and armbars them, it's because it's his style. When I do it, it's because I physically cannot stand on one leg. I can't do half the techniques in judo. And I won anyway. And that's insane. And no one who wins a world championships escapes unchanged. And there are a couple things that can happen. One is you become a jerk with a gold medal. You believe that you are so good that the rules of society and common decency don't apply to you. And if you have never had those moments, then you are a far better human being than I am. But the other thing that can happen is you take that and you generalize it to other areas of life. I got a PhD. When my husband died and I had 3 small children, I quit my safe university professor job and started my first technology company. You apply what made you a world champion, and this room is full of people who have done that. But there's no level of gratitude for having your dreams come true. I mean, everybody dreams of being best in the world at something. And to have your dreams come true, how do you pay that back? And the only thing you can do is, if you're really, really lucky, you can infect the next generation with your craziness. And so every time I tell a kid, winning is a habit, no one has the right to beat you. Every time I pull aside a kid who's nervous and say, listen, I will never ask you to do something I do not believe you can do. You got this. You can do this. That's my way of saying thank you. So, thank you.